Hey friends, welcome back to the commentary desk. My name is Bart, his name is Brandon. It's game number 2, Ymir versus hi-5, and Ymir looking very far ahead.
I thought you were going to say Ymir.
No, they did not look eager, they looked ravenous.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you have Vulture, I think, doing a great job going close to even, right, with Lassus. You have Medieval, who is kind of outclassing Anatoly a little bit. Everybody else in hi-5 is getting bodied. I mean, there needs to be changes going into Game 2, whether it's comp or strategy or communication, but something's got to change or this is going to be a very short set.
Yes, yeah. This game should give us a good idea of exactly how this one's going to go. Game 1, right? Like you mentioned, like at the beginning of the qualifiers, we saw, the Poppies, right? They got crushed in Game 1 versus Dignitas, but ended up coming back doing a good job in Game number 2 and 3. So we'll see if the same thing happens here. If they lose Game 2 also in that big of a fashion that as that last game went, hi-5, it's going to be hard. Right.
I mean, we saw Cog beat Titan like that, right? Then there was a comeback. We've seen it a few times like that going into the Game 5. So it's possible. But, I mean, I'm still going with the prediction that Ygir's going to run this one 3-0.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Let's go into the P's and B's.
I love P's and B's.
I love them.
Can't wait. Oh, my God, they're here already?
And they came so fast. God. It's like I knew they were coming.
Ymir with the bottom side pick once again. Now, hi-5 last time, very curiously, picked Medusa in the second slot and didn't pick Athena, which was definitely probably the biggest misstep of the picks and bans, is not only giving away a massively top-tier god, one of the most favored gods by all pros, but Medusa's best lane partner as well, in favor of Thor, who wound up having a very weak game overall. So that's something I definitely think needs to be changed. But again, we have this Odin ban.
Who is it? Brochacho?
I mean, I guess. The only Odin player that I've seen that is good right now is Eskimo. Do you know about Eskimo?
No.
I think, from what I understand, it's Gar's little brother, or big brother. He's Gar's brother.
Okay.
And his Odin makes me want to, like, quit playing for the day.
Good Odins, generally speaking, make me rage harder than most gods.
Yeah, just because, like, all right, he's really weak. We just kill him. Just wait for him to jump and kill him. And then he just hits 2 people with a bird bomb. You're just like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, the bans are in. It's Sarkett, Odin, Bastet, Bologna. I believe these are the exact same bans that we had in Game 1.
Okay, Medusa, Athena. If a Medusa gets locked in, there must be an Athena to
Medusa,
go with
Athena.
it.
I mean, unless Zatman is just like, I want to play Uller.
Okay, so they don't need the Medusa.
Athena Poseidon? Athena Agni?
Athena, another hunter that's good. Xbalanque.
Right. Athena Hunbots. Athena Thor.
Athena Hunbots.
Athena Bots.
Athena Hunbots. All right, bottom side here. Sylvanus is already locked in for Aurora, which has always been strange to me that Aurora's playing all these normal-ass Guardians, man. Where's the Fenrir?
Hey, that could still be going to the solo lane for that Athena.
That's fair.
But hi-5. Wow. Okay, so they're having a better draft this time around, I'd say. But Ymir, they get, looks like what they wanted again. That's Neith again, going their way.
So with Neith, I would like to see a Cupid pick here, right? He can sustain in lane. The clear's not quite as good, but it's almost a guaranteed kill at level 5. I mean, there's so many options. And Nantan's God Pool is pretty much all the hunters. We saw it, one of the very few people to play Medusa throughout the relegation. Ice is going to be locked in here for the mid lane. A lot of damage coming out from Isis. Good control, but she is stopped by Agni, which is still on the table. So, I mean, it should be an Agni ban. Yeah, this is okay. I'm guessing that's a misclick from production, and that's Agni, not production.
Anubis.
Can we get a... Is that... It is correct.
It is Agni.
Wait.
Anubis is the ban. Okay, Anubis was banned out.
To be fair, Lassus' Anubis is really good. It's really good.
I just got a new dog named Anubis.
It's true. That has nothing to do with this.
No, but it's important. You can go find it on my Twitter. It's a very cute Weimaraner puppy. Yeah, Medusa. Okay, so that makes sense there from Ymir. So Anubis. Okay, so of all of the mages in the world that you would see played in the mid lane, right? Isis is probably the one that Anubis has the best matchup against.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, it's not John Quay.
Right.
It's not Agni. It's not Poseidon.
I mean...
Isis, right? Like, if you can wrap...
Yeah, she'll die.
I mean, if you can wrap that Wind Gust, you shut down all of her damage and you kill her.
All right, so there's this Xbalanque. This is good. This gives them some endgame presence this time. Humbots, Xbalanque both have a decent amount of damage going into the 15-minute mark. And again, Tri-Guardian strategy coming out from Ymir with Ymir, Sobek, Sylvanus all locked in, meaning just the mid. And
oh, come on, 5th Guardian. No, they'll take Hui. So it's Neith will be your mid laner.
Yeah, Lassus has been doing a lot of mid Neith.
You'll see mid Neith. You'll see jungle Ymir. You'll see solo lane Sobek. Sylvanus as a support for Hui for Zatman. I'm good at this game.
So this is a very strange comp, and on paper, I mean, like just looking at it from a glimpse, it looks horrible. But there's actually a lot of strategy to this. You have 3 frontliners protecting 2 hunters. That's scary.
Yeah, I mean, in the current meta, it's about as good as you can get, with the exception of magic damage, right? They're really all in on physical damage here past about the 25-minute mark. So this game, yeah, you know, if they're ahead at the 20-minute mark, it's going to be tough.
I think a lot of this will come down to Ymir's damage, right? Sobek's not going to have a ton. So Ymir's going to have to kind of get into that carry role. And like we said, we should see jungle Ymir here. Got about 20 seconds until we jump into the game. And I'm really expecting with this Arachne pickup that Arachne can get ahead, right? She has the ability to. She has one of the best matchups against hunters for any of the assassins.
It takes a fair amount of satchel to say, I'm going to play an assassin into a guardian in the solo lane.
Well, I mean, oh, that's true. It's not. I'm sorry. Neith is going mid, so yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, so like.
Yeah, you should not have picked that.
Yeah, it's like you're fighting a Sobek, and you went for Arachne. And Sobek has
healing.
He's got the hot dogs that give him the bonus
healing.
protection and counter healing and healing. You're right. And plus, Arachne goes, okay, I'm going to activate my attack speed steroid, and I'm going to try to stun you.
And he's like, I'm going to spin around in a circle.
Yeah.
Like, see you later.
And now you're really far away from me, so, you know, get wrecked.
A little bit curious. Little bit.
Well, you know what I'm not curious about is who the hell are playing the gods on which teams. I know for sure that Eager is the blue team, bottom side of the minimap, left side of your spectator UI. It's Anatoly in the solo lane as Sobek. Dare to Care will be your your Ymir jungle. Elastis is the mid laner for Neith, Aurora, and Zatman duo laning as Sylvanus and Hoyi.
Yeah.
Their opponents down 1-0, fighting for a berth into the Pro League. Their first taste of professional smite together as a squad. It's Medieval in the solo lane for high five as Arachne. El Chapu will be your jungle. Hunbots. Vulture in the mid lane as Isis, and that leaves Brochacho and Nantan in the dual lane as Athena and Xbalanque.
So I think the biggest thing coming out here from the start is the fact that they have a physical jungler and physical solo laner on the side of high five, and Anatoly is like, yo, mystical male. Seriously, that's going to be, once that comes online, that lane's over.
Mystical male. Anatoly is the OG mystical male buyer.
I am a huge fan.
There was once a time years ago when Matty Packett and Anatoly played Sobek versus Athena solo lane, both with mystical males, and neither of them hit each other for like 7 minutes, because then the meta was, don't hit minions ever.
Right.
Just stand on the other side, because this was before towers took gold away and it was worth to push your lane. And now it's come full circle. It's like bell bottoms.
It's not.
It's kind of like bell bottoms. They're back, dude.
They're not coming back.
Bell bottoms are back.
What do you mean they're back?
They're back.
They're not back.
Dude, you'll be so surprised when you see me show up.
Speaking of surprise, Nantan getting a quick surprise here. Forced to use that Rising Jaguar early as Zatman and Aurora push them back again. I love the Hoyi pick, too, against the Xbalanque. Just great amount of stun potential. It's very hard to escape from. And if Rising Jaguar is down and he gets a good Sunbreaker off, you're going to feel that.
I mean, basically every time that I go through and look at the streams that are up and Zatman's streaming, he's playing Hoyi.
He's underrated. You know, me and Allied recently ran through our opinions of the current meta, and we talked a lot about Hoyi, and we have him kind of placed higher than characters like Apollo and in certain situations, Neith, and he brings a lot to the table that not a lot of people are utilizing, and if there's going to be a player to really bring him to the forefront, it would have been either Zatman or Funball, right?
If you hit every shot, Hoyi is disgusting.
Right, because Hunter's Mark, the 2 is actually like the best ability in the game for damage.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, it's like, first off, it's like Dostoevsky wrote the tooltip, right? I mean, it's super long. It does a ton of stuff. And, I mean, it reveals invisibility.
Right, exactly.
I mean, this ability does all kinds of stuff that people don't really know about, plus all the penetration it adds. Hoyi is very, very scary. If he's like half an item ahead of you, you can't trade, ever.
It stuns you, it slows you, it knocks you back, it increases how much damage you take. It's just like the best move.
Yeah, it is.
You feel it, man. The Mark of the Golden Crow is not a joke.
He's got 2 passives.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. Well, 2 passives that each have 8 passives.
Right, yeah. 2 passives that both have conditionally 4 more passives underneath them.
He's a very specific and elaborate god. And I'm personally a huge fan. I can't wait to see how Zat plays the mid game. And one thing I don't think we talked about is the insane amount of space control that this team's going to have between Shards of Ice, Lurking in the Water,
God.
Wrath of Terra, Sunbreaker. Think about that on a Gulf Fury. But there's some on the side of High Five as well. Take a look as the Fear No Evil is primed. Sack at level 4, Aurora at level 4. Sure. That should be first blood.
Should be, yeah. Aurora's going to be pushed back into this one. You get does proc a couple roots. Hoyi smacking around with a bit of damage, but it's not enough to prevent the first blood from coming out in favor of High Five. A better start for them this time.
Vulture.
Vulture's
in trouble.
Dead. You're toast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Boom goes the dynamite. Dare to Care takes that one away. That Xbalanque ultimate a bit late. The rotation coming out from the left side, but it's just going to be too late.
Yeah, I mean, that Xbalanque ult, had it come out 3 seconds earlier, there was potential.
That's right. It would have been very difficult for Lassus. Well, I guess it was the Unravel that really did the damage there, which is, you got to be actually blind to miss.
Right. I mean, it's a huge circle. It's extremely hard to escape. If it's placed right in the middle on an Isis, unless Wind Gust is active, she's taking that damage.
Farming away happily is Lassus.
Although he just activated his Spirit Arrow to blow up the Root Weave and didn't hit either player or the minions.
Well, he's having a good time.
He might be. I mean, given the fact that his team is actually even in gold after dropping First Blood, I would say he's probably having a fine time.
Yeah, they split the mid camps as well, so no advantage gleaned there, but the return kill comes quickly for Ymir. Back camps being picked up now on the top side of the map for hi-5 as we approach the 4-minute mark. It is 1-1, and as Brandon pointed out, yeah, it's only about a 200 gold advantage for hi-5 after the First Blood.
And things are going to get hairy over in the right side soon. Now, we're going to get the boots coming out from Arachne in about 200 gold. But honestly, not too far away. Anatoly about 500 gold away from finishing up that Mystical Mail. You're looking at a 4-wave push, and then he's going to have it done.
So now we're getting to the point here. This is an interesting situation we don't see play out very often, which is the Heartseeker and Devourer's Gloves are out at basically the exact same time, with that 400 gold advantage on the back of Nantan. So just keep an eye on this. I mean, just remember that Devourer's Gloves, in theory, is the much more powerful item to have on the same timing.
And this time, Zatman's not playing Neith, who has Inherent Healing in her kit with Unravel.
Right.
He's playing
This is greedy. Super greedy, in fact.
Double ult coming out. Will they have to use all three? Not necessary. Anatoly's going to fall, and that is probably the best chance that they're going to get to kill Anatoly, because that's going to send Anatoly back to the base 200 gold shy of getting the Mystical Mail done.
That's huge.
It screws the timing up so badly that he's just going to be lost.
And the item's so valuable that he kind of needs to go back right when he has a gold for it, right? Similar to the Devourer's Gloves, right, where sometimes you get sent back with like 538 gold or whatever.
Like, oh no, I got to wait for 40 gold.
Yeah, like, it was like, oh, is it worth waiting 22 seconds for? Or, you know, and yeah, you end up having to go back a second time. Last is going to get saved by Dare to Care here. He's doing a lot of damage. The root comes out. This could be big, but the Ice Ultimate detonates not enough to heal up there. Neith backflips away from the Hunbots, who will get the deathly overhead smash, but the last shot comes in. Last is credited for a double kill in that engagement.
2 for 1, and really that one was just all Dare. The freeze was great. It wasn't in their favor. The Shards of Ice perfectly spread the team out to give Lassus enough time to deal with only El Chapu. But El Chapu actually, given the fact that he did drop there, I still think is a big pickup.
Chacho might get soloed here. Oh, no. Dare to Care tries to maximize his damage. Neith ultimate to come as well.
He doesn't have anything to follow this up.
10 seconds away from another freeze. A little bit of a waste of an ultimate there from Neith. Had the Glacial Strike hit, though. Would have been a kill.
Right, perhaps they should have communicated, like, listen, I need you to ult now, I'm going to save my Glacial Strike, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't enough planning, it seemed very haphazard, and those kind of kills and those kind of situations are going to happen. Not everything can be planned, and right there, and luckily for hi-5, it wasn't.
We're about 5 seconds away from the next set of mid-camps coming back onto the field. Now you can see 3 versus 2 currently in the mid lane. Athena and Arachne both leaving the base. Now it's a split both ways. Lassus to the right, Ymir and Sylvanus to the left, and it looks like Ymir will secure the left side camps and the right side as well. So that's a win for them. And that's actually a pretty big misplay from hi-5 considering the momentum they had in the early game.
Yeah, Lassus is going to get that. El Brochacho rotates into... Oh, no. You can't be doing things like this. There's a lot of damage coming through on both sides, but they're spending a lot of it into Dare to Care, who's inherently very tanky.
This is really important off the right side here. Is there enough damage from Medieval to solo Lassus? There is indeed. That's really important that he gets a kill in that rotation.
That was great, too. Anatoly's super late, and I think that was the reason, was the Mystical Mail, right? Arachne gets boost, backs at the same time, and rushes back to lane, clears up, forces himself in the mid, finds a kill. Anatoly gets sent, or rather sends himself back as well. A little bit too late.
This is where we're going to see if the big circles from Ymir are going to be able to do the work. They're not going to make it in time to contest this Gold Fury. hi-5 capitalized there, and even with the Sunbreaker and the Wrath of Terra, not much less lurking in the waters, unable to do anything with all 5 members of hi-5 grouped up in a tight ball.
Medieval looking real strong in this game. And I like the builds coming out. He has the initial talisman coming out. Now, this could be the Emerald Talisman into the Stone of Gaia. It could be probably not Pestilent, although actually there is a decent amount of healing.
There's going to be
team.
with two hunters going to be relying very heavily on lifesteal. Pestilence does make some sense.
Plus, you have to remember that Lassus has Unravel, which heals. Sickening Strike heals. They have a Sylvanus.
That's true, yeah. There's actually quite a bit. Oh, that's dead. He only needed 2 of the, 9 suns.
We'll begin casting again once the ult's over.
Yeah, there we go. But, I mean, he was dead from just the Ymir there. But the credit of the kill goes to Zatman. Nice job there from Dare to Care. Holding off on that Glacial Strike. I'm sure he wanted it, but...
And, oh, I love the build coming out from Dare once again. Talaria boots online, man. These are, I think, being very underutilized, or rather, Traveler's Shoes, I think, is the magic.
Yeah.
Just very underutilized by a lot of junglers. And Ymir, who has a decent amount of scaling thanks to his passive Frostbite, doesn't really need a lot of damage. Will function better just by leveling up, and the extra experience he's going to get is big.
That's like why we see the winged blade come out on Ymir's often.
Right.
Oh, some miscommunication here again from hi-5.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Brochacho was doing on that one.
I think they, trying to call for Medieval to go for the gank there and just didn't believe. They saw Anatoly was low on mana.
I didn't believe either, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a big ask out of a support Athena to do enough damage there.
Yeah, I mean, Arachne at this stage, she'll do a decent amount, level 11.
But it's a mystical male.
But it's mystical male. Like, if things turn south and she takes 17 ticks,
right, yeah,
she'll feel it. I mean, it's probably hitting for, like, I'd say 27, 28 damage, given the fact that she has some defense, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, in the 30s maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it could swing, man. It could swing.
Well, 9 minutes into this one, we're all square at 4. Gold Fury, first of the game, did go to the way of hi-5, and they're ahead by just about that much. Eager continuing to nip on their heels and out-farm in the times where they're not getting ganked, right? When the ganks come, hi-5 is able to shut it down and pull ahead a little bit, but the longer they wait to find their next kill, the more Eager seems to capitalize.
That was the least amount of damage I've ever seen a Xbalanque do off an Athena taunt.
Yeah.
Like, he hit with the Rising Jaguar and then did the poison darts and didn't gain anything.
Oh, El Chapu, he's going to dodge the freeze there. He's going to use his ultimate here, and Brochacho's as well for the follow-up. They've used the Isis ultimate. It's a ton of damage, but Derricare's channeling his ultimate and somehow lives, but here come the sun doing a ton of damage. Brochacho gets picked up as well. A double kill for Zapman so far, and he hasn't even joined the fight with his in-hand yet. Now backpedaling, trying to do the damage to Medieval. Aurora, he will go down. Lassus is caught into a strange position as well. He's forced to fight.
I mean, he could have ran to dual lane there.
Yeah, greedy.
He was waiting to try to make the play.
Zapman's like, I want to die too.
It's going to be a 3 for 2. It should have been a 2 for 2, and that would have been in favor of Eager, given who got the kills.
It should have been a 1 for nothing.
All right, that's fair.
But somehow Derricare, presence of mind to channel his ultimate, and
El Chapu jumps
the most damage
place.
I've ever seen out of the
Vulture.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you misheard him. You said, I want to kill too, is what Zapman tried to say.
That's right.
And he finds another one in the mid lane. 3 kills for Ho Yi. It's going to put him up to 4-0-0. And once again...
remember that advantage that the Xbalanque had?
Dude, he got first blood, and he has a Gold Fury, and Zapman's still ahead. I mean, like, Nanton's a good player, but he is not up to par.
But leading all players in gold, it's Derricare's Ymir with a mid-Guardian Mail at 10 minutes.
This item is probably still the most underrated item in Smite right now. Can we hover over Midgardian Mail here for Ymir? 350 health, 60 prot, and a chance to slow both movement and attack speeds by 30%. Now, across the way here, we're going to have Xbalanque, auto attacks. Humbot's going to rely on some type of auto attacks.
Brawler's beat stick.
Was that a misclick?
That's a Divine. Okay, so they agree with you, Brandon. Tremendous amount of heal.
And that will be a Pestilence. That's going to put them very, very close. In fact, actually, is that 100%?
They're
40-40-20 or 40-40-15?
I think it's 20 from Pestilence. I think you're right.
I think this is whatever. I mean, healing is done, right? Like that's what.
Yeah, they're worried about the sustain from Eager. Right. I kind of wrote it off earlier on, but hi-5, they're recognizing it as well.
I would not mind seeing a Divine Ruin come out from Anatoly here either. Remember, Divine Ruin plus Sickening Strike is a 90% reduction in healing for 4 seconds and a remaining 40% for 8 seconds total. And if that comes out, hitting someone like Vulture or Medieval would completely shut them down.
Looks like he's going to go for a Winged Blade here.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Winged Blades are great.
Yeah.
You can't ever argue against Winged. Or it could be a Witchblade. Again, a lot of auto attack presence there. And Witchblade will stack with the Midgardian Mail.
Perhaps. Although I still think Wingblade, as he's laning against an Arachne that relies very heavily on slows. But a big pickup there in the mid lane as Aurora goes down again. But I'm not sure if they can capitalize with the Gold Fury. Athena ultimate going to be used for the Hunbots, where it's Zapman going to drop the Suns.
Oh, jeez. That Sunbreaker, these are definitely the best Sunbreakers we've seen on cast so far.
Absolutely.
They've been flawless.
No one's even really come close. And now, another kill coming out as Medieval gets erased between the Hu Yi and the Sobek there. Just a lot of ability damage being shot at one time.
So here's the big negative of Brawler's Beatstick. If they're not healing to save themselves, it's not worth it.
You're not doing much.
And if you're not hitting them, right? I mean, when you build damage and you don't get any damage off...
Oh, the Ymir wall into Ricochet. Good God.
Care and Zapman have not skipped a beat.
That's the spiciest play I've seen in a long time.
It's like they're dual laning again. That chemistry, putting Dare in the jungle and then having him rotate to fight with Zapman and then keep that chemistry and now have the Aurora Zap chemistry. This is just a recipe for real good stuff.
So now when people ask, how do you play Hu Yi? You just go, you just draft Ymir in the jungle, you stupid idiot, and just hit every single wall with a ricochet.
El Chapu walks on a weave. Lassus catches him over the Ymir wall. Eager takes the Gold Fury and another quick kill onto the Howling Monkey God, who is now level 11, 3 levels behind Ymir. Oh my God.
I knew that Zapman was good at this game. But that was, I literally can't stop thinking about it.
So here's what this is, right? Zap gets onto Pro Core Gaming, subsequently Curse, best team in the world.
That was, he started that game, or that team.
I mean, that's what it was, right? Zap wanted the win. More than anything, he wanted to be known as the best. And then he started streaming and doing all this other stuff, and you kind of saw him lose his passion for being the best. He was there already.
Well, they had the best on their team.
And then, stop. But then they started to fall.
Yeah,
right?
They started losing.
He joins Dignitas, they win everything, and then they started to fall down.
Oh, Barracuda.
They'll fall down, right. Barra was getting all the attention.
Barracuda killed the Zapman.
And then recently, you know, I talked to Zap at Worlds, and you could just see it in his eyes, like, I don't know why I'm not playing, man. Like, I gotta step my stuff up. Like,
yeah.
I gotta pay attention, and I gotta stop caring what people think and stop doing all this other stuff. I need to focus on what I love, and that's winning this game. And right there, that play, if nothing else, has proven that Zapman deserves to win this set.
That was nasty. I mean, like, I want to go home and try that.
And you're going to miss.
And I'm going to lose horribly.
You're going to miss really badly because it's not only did he hit off the wall, but it bounced and got the second hit.
I know.
Oh, man. It's just great to see Zap playing like I know Zap can.
I refuse to ever play against Zapman in billiards. I'll get sharked.
It's weird that you call it billiards and not pool.
I'm spending too much time overseas, I guess.
Yeah, perhaps.
Billiards.
I miss the Europeans.
Well, I'm not going to play him in snooker. I'm not going to play him in pool. I'm not going to play him in bumper pool. So that's
what
billiards.
was the first one?
Snooker?
What is snooker? Did you make that up?
No, that's a do. you know, it's probably my one of my second or third favorite terms from like the UK and from Europe. Snooker's the name of the game, but 11Zs. Oh man, I love 11Zs.
Right, 11Zs.
11Zs.
Second breakfast.
Yeah. Well, no, it's more of like a a savory biscuit and a tea.
Lord of the Rings. But so we see the ultimate get used by Medieval here. Not much else used on the side of Eager. Everything looks pretty strong right now. They gave up First Blood. They gave up the Gold Fury, but even with that, Eager is still about 3,400 gold in the lead right now. Dare to Care finding some random kill onto Vulture, and now they're just going to rush this down. Look at this.
Okay. Now that's a pluck that you should have hit. Honestly, you don't get like Aurora hits the no look 360 through the wall, no scope, and then like they're running down a corridor straight.
Stop. Nantan, please.
Nantan to think this is a kill.
Nantan just lost 70% of his health trying to box a Ho Yi who has a level advantage.
And here comes Dare to Care. And he cares. He dared to. Wrath of Terra as well. The Hunbot's ultimate's going to keep them CC'd for longer than they would please. Aurora going to try to make his way out of this one, and the 9 Suns should help, but the body blocks are very, very real from High Five. Nicely played by them to get that kill. Here comes Anatoly diving under as Lassus gets the root, and ultimately the kill there. Lurking in the waters. There's the Neith ultimate as well. Big damage coming up, and Anatoly wisely turns tail right after securing that one, and now they'll turn their attention to the tier 1s on the left side. 14-9 for Team Eager.
Grabbing almost all the physical damage off the team and sending it back for just the support as they're going to rush here into the tier 2. 2 wards on the ground as well. If they rush forward, Lassus could really hurt them. Brochacho figures that one out the hard way. Zap's going to find the kill. Nantan getting sent back. Rising Jaguar, but he's right into Anatoly. Mystical Mail by itself would have cleaned that one up. Vulture looking for the kill here. Tail whip to stop the explosion. Sickening strike to send them back. They'll get the tier 2. And Anatoly with probably the best play he's had since this set started right there to shut that one down. Able to escape free.
That went from bad to worse quickly for High Five. They lose a couple kills and their tier 1. They end up dropping the tier 2 as well on the left. More kills in the interim as well. And the experience advantage, once again, very, very large for Eager. Taking a look here at the graphs, you can see that the gold lead is in the 4,000 plus. No, I'm sorry. I'm way off. The 8,000 or so range. Can we take a look at the graphs, please? Yeah, and you'll see it's nearly 8,000, 7,500 gold, and the experience is out of control again. 16K. And once again, it's Zapman leading all players at level 19.
Right, which means no level 20s, which means every point of that experience lead is on the board right now. Zap, though, 5 levels ahead of Nantan. We got 1 level for Aurora, Last up by 3, Dare up by 4, and Tolly
he has a
2.
full defensive item on Dare to Care of worth of HP in just levels that he's ahead of the rest of the field.
In fact, way more than that, right? I mean, Dare to Care right now is sitting on an absurd amount of health, probably close to double the amount of Hun Batz, and he's doing more damage.
Oh, and Brochacho's in a sad spot here. He's going to eat the full Kako Demon ultimate. The little bit of healing that comes out, not enough. It looks like the actual Mystical Male gets the last tick there. On the left side, we're going to see Nantan piled in on as well as the double Hunter is just too much for him to lifesteal through.
Realistically, there's no way for him to fight that at all. He should have turned tail immediately, and it sucks because he's in a position where he can't afford to give up any more experience, but he was just put into a position where if he didn't give up the experience, he was going to give it up anyway by dying, and he chose the worst path.
Slow coming out on the bots. Beads forced out from Hun Batz as the Fire Giant engagement is started by Eager. Smart stuff here.
This is great. This is the Fire Giants you want to see at a pro level. The ones where they can't contest it. The ones you can't throw. And they have 3 Guardians and 2 Hunters. Like, who does Hun Batz think he's going to get in and try to kill?
Athena ultimate being used. They're going to knock up the Arachne. They're going to look to go in here. Just off the mark there, maybe a little bit with that stun. But look how much damage the Suns do again.
Last going for the Unravel. Dive Bomb in as well, but doesn't land onto Medieval, who is still on that Infinite Web. He just walked back in for the sack. I don't think that's too bad of a play. He separates himself from the team, allows Brochacho to get back. Oh, but Anatoly stopped it.
Yeah, sing the Anatoly stop in the back song there. As El Gigante El Fuego. It started from Team Eager here. They are from Florida, after all.
And again, like, what are they going to do? Nantan trying to make a play here.
Yeah, he's like smacking Lassus with like 400 damage shots to the back, and they're like, you know, whatever. Backflip.
And there's nothing for him to do. Even if he walked in, Aurora was ready to stop him. All the while, Anatoly shutting down Bolcher, rushing down the right side. They're going to try to find a kill here. Spirit Ball over the wall, doesn't find the target. He flings him back. That was so greedy. Oh my god. And he's alive!
Why is this fight still happening?
Because Anatoly wills it so.
Yeah. Today I will live through burst. That was his choice.
Mostly. He does have 1 death.
When he got out of bed this morning. He's like, I'm going to keep those hot dogs stacked up of my passive, and I'm going to heal. I'm going to buy Mystical Mail.
Satman level 20 now. Still 5 levels ahead of Nantan, who is rotating a lot to try to help objectives, but has not found any success in that regard.
Crit is online for Hu Yi, and you'll see big old numbers because while he has the slowest base attack speed of the Hunters, he also has one of the higher base damages.
Gold Fury looks free, Bart.
Yeah, with 2 Hunters, this is about a 4.5, 5-second Gold Fury, it looks like.
Wow. Hand of the Gods, not necessary. Even with the rotation from Dare, it's...
Oh, Hu Yi. No. Bring that back up. Clumsy. Bring up the player damage. That can't happen.
Yeah, for real.
First off, Xbalanque, shout out to Nantan for doing a tremendous amount of damage in this game somehow, even giving how far behind they are. But Zatman leading all players in damage is crazy as a Hunter.
Brochacho decides to take all of the Shards of Ice there. And his HP feels the pressure as he loses about 70% of his total health just from that move alone.
Well, it's 21 minutes into this one.
Dude, by the way, this Nemean Lion has got me rolling. I love it. I love it.
Well, it's just, again, it's another massive HP item with physical protection as well. It just allows him just to tank everything.
And to that point, he has Midgardian Mail, right? So, like, if they attack me, they're going to attack me slower, and they'll hurt themselves.
Yeah, the Ymir has had the luxury of a lot of gold and itemized very, very well. Anatoly somehow still lives there. Charge Prey gets blocked out. Dare to Care tanking up the tower for now.
Hit a baby.
Oh.
Rough life.
That's tough. It's a 2-man freeze, forcing out 1 set of beads, but erased his Bolcher as he didn't have the beads available. Knocked up now as Arachne trying to do what she can, but just too tanky. They can't find the right target there. They'll finally get the taunt onto Zatman, but beads and backpedal comes out from the Hunter. The mark is applied to the Athena as she falls back. Last is credited with a double kill as he finds Eldrapu. And yeah, this one looks like it's all over but the fat lady.
They're going to rush down the mid, Phoenix. They don't really need much more than that. Just Medieval sitting left and... yeah, the Titan's going to take some serious damage here. If they don't end it now, it's going to be crippled to the point where they can't come back. But the Shards of Ice comes out. The Titan's getting lower, sitting about 50%. Can they hold it off?
I'm gonna say no here. I mean, they haven't been able to stop the Hu Yi, who's continuing to just pile damage into this thing. And as the Titan falls, Eager takes game number 2. And as we kind of talked about after that first game, if they don't have a better showing in game 2, it's going to be tough. And this one, what, 22-minute victory?
For me, this has turned less into can High-Five even win a game to High-Five upsets them if they can get like a Fire Giant or like a Tier 2.
Yeah.
They are very much outclassed at this point. Eager just looks unbeatable.
They took 1 tower that last game, and I think they took 1 or 2 in the first game as well.
They got a Gold Fury.
Yeah, they found the Gold Fury in game 1. I mean, this game started out about as well as you could hope. First blood, second blood.
Got the Gold Fury.
Got the Gold Fury. I mean, they had a decent advantage going into that one. They had Death Gloves online for Nantan the same time as Zetman got Heartseeker, which should be a 1 lane for the Xbalanque.
But the issue is they were 4-4 at one point with a Gold Fury, and they were only 1,000 gold ahead off the first blood as well. I mean, that should be at least a 1,700 gold lead just from what's on paper.
It was like I kind of talked about, right? It was like every minute they weren't getting kills for High-Five, it was more ground made up for the boys of Eager. And, well, you mentioned the first blood. Let's take a look at it as Nantan does get credited for this one, and it does lead into that early Devs Gloves.
So Nantan able to do a decent amount of damage here, but a lot of it comes from Hunbots, right? He gets the perfect Fear No Evil to shove him right back into the corner, and then body blocks him off to the side to make sure he can't go anywhere. Nantan picks up the kill, gets the Dev Gloves on time to the Heartseeker, but it's that.
Well, guys, that is going to do it for game number 2. Game number 3, can Eager close it out in 3, make their way into the Pro League versus High-Five? Brandon seems to think so. I'm on the fence with this one. We'll be back in just about 5 minutes after this quick break with game number 3 to see if Eager can close out High-Five.